Well, Gabriel Jesus injury blow that happened yesterday as Arsenal beat Sevilla by 2-1. It's not obviously going well into the people of Arsenal because it's obviously one of those annoyances that you'll ever get in the game of football after your team goes ahead to obviously get that so-called win, and it was all inspired by Gabriel Jesus. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where you watching us from? This is Rokani David, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, this is the football news show, and hope you guys are really geared up for it. We woke up to the player ratings, and you guys have gone ahead to watch them massively, and here we come to obviously do the needful when it comes to what we call the latest news coming in through. Now, yesterday, all of you saw to it that Gabriel Jesus got off the field of play, and you might not have gotten the reason as to why he did, but we are obviously going to talk about that. Mikel Arteta talking about why he went off, and even Gabriel Jesus himself coming out and confirming with us that he got off because of a certain muscular issue. Then the Ballon d'Or to Lionel Messi looks like next Monday it's going to be really given to him in Paris, an 8th record Ballon d'Or for Lionel Messi. What does it mean about him and his game of football? That's what you're obviously going to digest. And Jose Mourinho coming out and obviously giving Lukaku his flowers ahead of their UEFA Europa League game they're going to play tomorrow on Thursday as the Champions League climaxes today. So that is it, and now let's get into the huge part of this. And Mikel Arteta on Gabriel Jesus coming off in the Sevilla Arsenal game. He said he felt something in his hamstring, so let's see. He's straight away asked to be subbed, which is not good news because he's not a player that does that at all. So we'll have to wait and see in the next few days. That is it coming in from Mikel Arteta, that the player requested to obviously get off. And that is really one of those shocking details that you'll ever get when you are really playing or when you are managing the team of Arsenal. For a player who came in through and put in an assist and a goal, you wouldn't like to see to it that he walks off the field of play like that. All you'd want to hear would have been, I want to see him really fit for the game of Sheffield that Arsenal is going to play. But the most beautiful bit of it all is that even if Gabriel Jesus is away, Arsenal can beat Sheffield. That is it. Even the second string side of Arsenal can beat Sheffield, especially when they're going to play at the Emirates. If the encounter was going to be played at their stadium, it would have gone ahead to be hard. But at Emirates, they'll obviously put up a show. I had a friend today, he told me that no, but when they went to Man City struggled to beat them. But I told him that Arsenal has almost, it's a team available. You get? The A-level players are obviously available, and even if Jesus is out, they can obviously craft out a result at Emirates with that support that they got, and with that win they got away from Sevilla. It was really a brave win. It can obviously take Arsenal to where they deserve to be. So, in my own understanding, I know it's really a very huge blow, but we wait to see the assessment that is going to be put up by the physio team of Arsenal as they obviously head into the game against Sheffield on Saturday. But you wouldn't like to see a player like him really get injured, having really showed a very huge masterclass onto the night. And there is a video I'm planning to come in here and stream for you guys when we are talking about Gabriel Jesus and what he obviously said after that game of football. To give you a snippet about it, he told us that he has always gone ahead to tell those Arsenal defenders to obviously kick the ball and it finds him, because he has a very good first touch and he knows how to obviously take off defenders. And if at all you saw how he really took the first touch, it was sending all the defenders, two of them that were obviously around him, in tatters. And that's what Jesus really brings you. And he's going to silence very many people. His qualities undoubted, and all he needed was a manager who believed in him, that he's one of the best number 9s that team could ever have. And obviously 3 goals in the Champions League this season, and he's going to hit obviously now net 5. I remember he scored against Man United And there is another team that is scored. Let me check here. Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel Jesus. Let me see. What are his stats showing? All right, he has 1 game in the Premier League and 3 in the Champions League. That is 4 goals in 10 and 1 assist. So every 2 games, this man contributes to a goal. That is Gabriel Jesus for you. And he wouldn't like to miss out on a player like him. So I think he's on the fire and is continuing to obviously get himself in positions where he wants to be. And then this is what he had to say about the injury that he obviously went ahead to get. Gabriel Jesus on coming off versus Sevilla. I felt something. Let's see. I did some tests with the physio. It looks not that big, but let's see. I have a scan. Maybe tomorrow. I'm pretty sure it will be nothing. So Gabriel Jesus is going ahead to obviously promise Arsenal fans that he obviously went ahead to have what we call a test. And the test obviously came in through, and it showed that the man was really having nothing big, but they have to do a scan today to see how things really happen. Now, we are waiting to see what the scan is obviously going to show in for Gabriel Jesus, but he's obviously giving you hope that it's not all that serious, and you Arsenal fans don't get worried about him, because it looks like it's not going to be something huge. But even very many injuries at Arsenal have been like that, and they thought they're not going to be big injuries, but they've gone ahead to result into big injuries. The injury of Zinchenko was really huge. And even Mikel Arteta came out and told us that the player is not doing bad love, until David Austin came out and obviously put out a story that Zinchenko's season has gone ahead to come to an end. Arsenal put out photos showing that Zinchenko was into the training ground. But the fact was, Zinchenko was injured and he never kicked a ball. You've gone ahead to understand it very well. And even at the start of the season, he saw to it that he was not available because he was nursing a calf injury. That is Zinchenko for you. For William Saliba, it looked like he was going to return early last season, but it resulted into him taking loads of months to return. It almost took him four months to return, because from March, April, May, June, July, those are 4 months for him to return, and when he returned, he was obviously good to go. Gabriel Martinelli against Brighton last season looked like something easy, but it kept him out for a very long time. That is Gabriel Martinelli for you. And very many other injuries. Tomiyasu was going to have to go or to undergo recurring surgeries. So it might look simple, but it might obviously result into Gabriel Jesus missing out some good games. And with the fixtures that Arsenal really having coming in thick and fast, Sheffield, I think that's okay, even if he's not around. Then West Ham Arsenal will play West Ham in the Carabao Cup in the round of 16. That is the 4th round. And they are going to play away at the London Stadium. Then Arsenal will play away at Newcastle. You get? Then they have to host Sevilla on the 8th of November. And the 11th of November, they'll host Burnley. So there are 2 games. 2 games. West Ham versus Arsenal, Newcastle versus Arsenal. So yet, Mikel Arteta wants to see to it that he keeps in these tournaments, especially the Carabao Cup, because it's obviously going to help him to rotate players like those who don't get regular football, like Aaron Ramsdale, Emily Smith-Rowe, Jakub Kivio, and very many others. So Jesus needs to be around to see to it that he obviously takes his mantle to where it deserves to be. Now, I think we are done with Gabriel Jesus, and let's obviously get into the story of Lionel Messi. Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead and told us that Lionel Messi expected to win the Ballon d'Or of 2023. Understand all the indications are said to be confirmed, but Messi will be the final winner once again. Official decision to be unveiled on Monday night, Paris. It will be Lionel Messi's historical 8th Ballon d'Or. if there is anyone who doubts that Lionel Messi doesn't deserve this Ballon d'Or, then you are just a hater. That is it. Unless you want to join the club of Louis van Gaal, who says that Lionel Messi cheated the World Cup, that they cheated the World Cup for him. As if in the final, they're the ones who told Randall Cole Muani, who in the dying minutes was facing Martinez, to miss out onto that attempt. Let me try even to find it. Because when people try to put up, when they try to put up propaganda, we obviously have to come in through and really prove them wrong. For example, this is really something that everyone could see. Have a look at it. Have a look at that. Look, this was a keeper to beat, and Randall Cole Muani hit this ball, and Martinez spread himself out very well, and it hit his calf, and the calf obviously prevented it, right? So, you think it's the World Cup that told France not to win this game? Why did they have to really pull 3 goals back? And to make it worse, for the statement made by Louis van Gaal, do you know that it was a player of France, Tchouaméni, who missed a penalty in the final? You understand? He missed a penalty and things never went on as planned. That is it. So Lionel Messi deserves this. He was playing at PSG in the Champions League. He played in the League One, and he went ahead to win the World Cup. And the World Cup is obviously one of the most idealized tournaments over the world. And with Messi winning it for the very first time, there is no way you stop him from really lifting this Ballon d'Or. You saw it that even last season, I think the last Ballon d'Or, it was won by Lionel Messi after he won the Copa America. So, if he wins the World Cup, do you expect him not to clinch it? But let's all admit that Messi is really a very good player that is going to obviously do us great wonders in the world, and he deserves a very good send-off. And trust me, even if in 2026, Cristiano Ronaldo returns with Portugal and he wins the World Cup, I'll give him the Ballon d'Or. Even when Cristiano comes in through and wins the Euros with Portugal next year, I obviously give him the Ballon d'Or because he'll be deserving it. So that's one of the things that we deserve to obviously give maximum respect to, because these people put in a lot of effort, and when someone is going to have to put in the effort, he has to be really rewarded. And Messi is going to be rewarded on Monday to win his 8th Ballon d'Or, and I think Ronaldo is stuck on 5 Ballon d'Ors. That is it. And on Monday, it's really going to be a very huge occasion, but I really believe that's going to step onto the podium with Erling Haaland and who else? Maybe Kevin De Bruyne. I think that's how things are going to obviously oscillate into that mixture. Now, lastly, Jose Mourinho has said, I wasn't expecting Lukaku to be that important for Inter. It's interesting. Lukaku from Inter to AS Roma to help the manager. It is drama. Calhanoglu from AC Milan to Inter. It's wonderful. Semi for Vieri, Cannavaro, and many others. It's surprising? No. So he was addressing an issue about Lukaku being a very good player and not showing that it was a drop in class. But Lukaku rejected to join Inter Milan, and Inter Milan were so much annoyed because as they're negotiating a deal with him, he was negotiating with Juventus. So Lukaku reached an extent when Juventus pulled out and he couldn't really go to Juventus, and he decided to go to AS Roma, and his manager, Jose Mourinho, had to say the following. But he's on fire. He's firing goals in and out, and tomorrow they're obviously going to play into the UEFA Europa League. Champions League football climaxes tonight, and will be returning around the 8th. I think 7th and 8th of November to really play some other games. Man United yesterday survived a late penalty. It was saved by Andre Onana as Arsenal beat Sevilla by 2-1. Today we are really having some good games. Barcelona is leading City Shakhtar Donetsk by 2-0. We are having Newcastle to play against Dortmund. Man City is playing, and let's wait and see how that really pans out. So, your thoughts onto Gabriel Jesus injury blow are welcome in the comment section below. Do you think Messi deserves to lift this Ballon d'Or? I really want to get to know what your thoughts are on that. And Lukaku, being an important player at AS Roma and Inter Milan, are really saying that that's a lie. We out. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokani David remains my name. I'm out.